Ribadu, a former chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), was nominated for the position of the National Security Advisor a few days ago. But on Thursday, reports have shown that Mr. President appointed him as Special Security Advisor (SSA). Okay. However, according to a top source in the presidency, Tinubu was pressured to drop Nuhu Ribadu as his NSA because anyone who is not a former military general is not acceptable to get the office. According to source, Ribadu was already nominated for the office of the National Security Advisor. Top Nigerian officers in the military told Tinubu that they cannot work with their junior, that anyone who is not a military or a former military general is not acceptable to be the National Security Advisor. Nuhu Ribadu, already nominated to be NSA but powerful military officers, said they can't work with their junior and that anyone who is not a former army general is not acceptable to the military. It's also in the presidency revealed to Sahara reporters. It may interest you to know that Nuhu Ribadu, 62-year-old, hailed from Adamawa State, Nigeria. He is the pioneer chairman of the anti-corruption body, EFCC. He is a retired police officer and the former chairman of Revenue Task Force. Ribadu was appointed as the EFCC chairman in 2003 and 2007 by President Olusegun Obasanjo. When I saw the position, I think yesterday or so, I was like, what is happening? Well, I know that it was different from what we were hearing, unlike Gbajabiamila's position, even before ever. We have been hearing that it's going to be, it will be, and most of the speculations have been right. But this Ribadu of a position, I was just like, okay, in as much as I appointed him, but I didn't really bother myself to even know which is which. But now they are explaining, so automatically Tinubu had to bow to pressure to say no, this is not right. The most important thing, let them get the job done. That is a very serious indictment on Tinubu. Can we smell what the military is cooking? If the top generals don't like the appointment, they can put in their retirement letters or the president retires them. Let us have the list, please. The country is not owned by soldiers alone. Is it owned by them? Well. This is not even matter if they don't like it. They say it is not right, and at the end of the day, he has done the needful. So the issue of going to or issue of them retiring is not even the case because the adjustment has already been done. Despite having military officer for that same position for past years, security situation became worse. They should allow Tinubu appoint who he thinks can deliver for him, military or no military. All we want is good results that will move the country, Nigeria, forward. Of course, because we don't do the right thing, that is why we are always in this kind of mess that we found ourselves. Just imagine Buhari, who happens to be general this and that. And at times I do wonder, honestly speaking. Some people say, oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Some people say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know, how to put it. But in my own, I'm just saying it the way it is. I wonder how that man got to that position, because when you look at him, when you look at his, the way he does things, the way he handles things, you know that this guy, how come? What is it as a result of a quota system or what? I wonder. And I always ask people, can you make this man, let's even leave anything aside, you see this man, you see how he's been coordinating himself, you see his charisma, you see how intelligent, the level of his intelligence, can you employ this man to be a manager in your company if you have a personal company? They say, no, I can't. You see? And that is the person that occupied the number one position, number one seat in this country. Oh my goodness, no. Well, and the same military allowed Abdulrasheed Bawa to align with the military as EFCC boss in the fight against corruption. Now that he has been used and dumped to cover their secrets, the military is now giving excuses. What the military is insinuating is that Bawa has no power to checkmate them in the area of corruption. Nothing happens for nothing. Tinubu, be careful. Be careful, you will get security matter rights. Let's remove national. I prefer special security advisor. I wonder why we still have terrorists ravaging the country all these years. If that is the case, that's a good question. The NSA must be someone trusted and loyal to the president. If not, the war against insecurity is far being won. The one way they don't do before. How far? How far? Because we're always looking at, okay, if somebody is good, if somebody is okay, what good has the person brought to the people? That is what is most important. That is what is most important. Kwakwanso was one time a minister of defense. It is not necessary one must be an ex-military general before he can occupy that office. They said that for their selfish and greedy motives. But Ribadu is the right man to do the job more effectively than the so-called ex-military generals eyeing that office. And don't forget, the reason why Ribadu did well, even as EFCC, whatever position he held, was because there was somebody who had correct. Naibi Obasanjo. You see, majority of the people that worked under Buhari, it's not as if they are not okay. But I always ask, if somebody whose mentality is low and your mentality is high and you are working under that person, take example with the case of Buhari and Ushibaju. How do you expect Ushibaju to function in that regard? That person's ability or influence will cover you up. You won't do anything because you don't want to outshine your boss. And that was exactly what happened to Ushibaju, that before he left office they just rendered him redundant and he couldn't do much, but a little time they gave to him, this little space he was given to manage the country, we could see the difference. So, well, the deed has been done. The position has been shifted to something else, and that is what we are seeing now. Guys, leave a comment down there below and let us have your take.